I'd like to personally thank all the schools that came out to support the Inside the Program 941 Boys Basketball Media Day. This started as a vision that I had to simply celebrate our student athletes and allow the community to get an inside look at who these young men are. And it turned into something that exceeded my expectations. I first like to acknowledge our host sponsor, IMG Academy, as they opened up the doors, rolled out the red cap carpet, and made sure that we felt just like home. Thank you. I'd like to thank all our media partners, specifically Mr. Xavier McKnight from ABC7, who conducted all our one-on-one interviews with the coaches and did an amazing job. Truth be told, our media partner who did our coach and team interviews, thank you guys, thank you guys, and thank you guys. Premier Choice Group, who was our event and brand coordinator, they did a great job of just hosting the event and making sure everything was top-notch. And Visionary Club as a donation sponsor. Today's event couldn't happen without all parties involved, and I'm extremely honored and I'm extremely grateful for everybody that participated. Now, let's play ball.
All right, welcome back to the 941 Boys Basketball Media Day here at IMG Academy. Pleased to be joined by Cardinal Mooney Cougars boys head coach Kurt Kassip. Coach, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. This is exciting.
24-3 last season. When you look back at what last year was as a whole, taking the wins out of it, just the experience, those players, talk to me just in a nutshell, if you can, just what that was like.
Yeah, I mean, it was my first year on campus. We had lost 9 seniors the prior year, so change of coach, change of culture, change of district, which was really big. I mean, we had 4 teams in our district that were ranked in the top 10 in the state at some point. So, it's definitely, I feel like the toughest district in the state of Florida. We've ran into a buzzsaw when we got into the district playoffs. We won our first game and then went up to Tampa Catholic and got beat by 9 up there, I believe. So, we're trying to take the next step to compete against the, Calvaries, against the Berkeley Preps, against the Tampa Catholics. We want to get in that same, category with those guys. So, we worked really hard in the offseason. The kids have put in the time, so we're excited to get moving.
I'll come back to the Tampa Catholic part of things in just a moment. I got to backtrack here a little more because you mentioned that the team had lost 9 seniors, so you basically were coming into a relatively new team. It was a whole new culture that was coming in, too. Do you remember what your message was to those guys on the first day when you got there?
I think, the big thing is it's always being disciplined on both sides of the ball, paying attention to detail, understanding what it means to work hard, 24/7, 12 months a year, not only in season but out of season. And I think they've put in a lot of really good time, a lot of really good work between, AAU as well as, stuff at Cardinal Mooney and through, Gainesville and different events, showcases that we attended this summer. So that's the biggest thing, just coming in with all new faces, a new coach, a new voice. I've been doing it for a really long time, so I'm very set in my ways and very structured and disciplined. So them adjusting to me and me adjusting to them. So that was the biggest thing, I think.
Now, let's go back to the moment with Tampa Catholic. Obviously, that's not how you want to ever end your season in any way. Everyone wants to end it by bringing a state championship into the building. With that being said, how has that moment, the way that the season ended last year, been a driving force for you guys throughout the offseason and to where we are now, just being a few weeks away from tip-off of the next season?
I think, just that, not necessarily that particular game, but just our overall incline of our program, trying to get, to the next step. But obviously you never want to lose that opportunity because, we were definitely one of the top teams and we should have been invited to the state, but that's just not the way it works down here. We had teams that got into the state playoffs with sub 500 records because they won their district. But it is what it is. So we've got to do what we got to do to get better and figure out a way to elevate our game and our program to the next level. And that's what we're shooting for.
How much are you drawing motivation off of what girls basketball did a year ago too? going and winning the state championship, especially after going for 5 years in a row, falling short in that state title game, but finally hoisting that trophy last season?
I think, Marlon and Courtney and that whole staff, Q, they're all real close. We're all real close. We interact a lot together. We work together on different things, talk about basketball stuff together. So I was at the state final. I was helping, in any way I could to help Marlon, get over the top. It always, is motivating and to watch somebody reach that success and put the work in that they have. But it's boys and girls basketball in Florida are very different as far as what you got to do and what we need to do to get past those big three in our district. So that'll be our goal and focus this year.
And obviously things have improved significantly in Mooney and the athletics department in terms of bringing championships and trophies back to the building in the past few years in general anyway. I mean, we saw football do it 2 years ago. They have a chance to do it again this year, being the second-ranked team in the state. Do you see it in your players' eyes when you see them every single day and you're practicing and you're training that they want a piece of that too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think, one of the things that's really I enjoy these kids is they understand, they get it. They understand the discipline that's involved. They understand the structure that's involved to build something special, and they want to be a part of that. And they're doing an outstanding job. So we're really excited about getting on the floor and showcasing some of the things that we've worked really hard on.
Who are some of the players, and I don't necessarily want to ask you to put anyone out on Front Street, but who are some of those players that you would say right now may be flying a little under the radar, but by the time you reach the end of the regular season at least, or maybe even the start of districts, folks are going to know who they are?
I think obviously everybody talks about Jakaran, Jamal, Malachi, Elijah, but we have a young man by the name of Caden Wright. He is just he just works his tail off, man, and he's really made great strides. And I think people are going to see a big improvement for him. We have a young man also, Gabriel Villock, a Puerto Rican kid that can really shoot the ball and is a really good offensive player. So I think those two guys, with the four that we have, and then we have a couple football players that are returning. So we hopefully, we'll get those guys before the 12th game into the season. But last year, I think they were 12 games in before Jaden Burnett, who's a Division I football guy and just a banger and a physical specimen. So those, that's the my expectations. Those are the two people I think outside of those big four that should be really impactful in our program.
One of the things that I always hear coaches talk about is encouraging their guys every day and pushing them to get 1% better. What does that look like for this program?
I think details, paying attention to the little things. I'm a big advocate of discipline on both sides of the ball, making sure that we're doing, as in the words of Bill Belichick, make sure you're doing your job. If it's screening, if it's rebounding and playing selfless, that's going to make us the best that we can be. Playing selfless basketball and not worrying about who's scoring points, just who's winning the games. And if we do that, we're going to draw a lot of attention to ourselves.
Obviously, everyone wants to get wins. But what does success look like for you beyond the results that are going to happen out on the hardwood?
I mean, every coach at every level, it's about building relationships. I mean, I've been doing this for a really long time. And I still have kids that I have relationships with from my first team, my first middle school team. So it's something that, relationships is critical. I mean, I always tell my kids, I don't only want to be your coach, but I want to be your life coach as well. I want to give you lessons going out into life, and hopefully someday I'm going to my players' weddings. I've been to my players' weddings and keeping them in touch all the time. I still got players that still check on us down here since I've been in Florida and watching us on YouTube on the live feeds and stuff. So it's about relationships. On and off the floor, and that's the biggest thing for me.
How have you been encouraging your players to cultivate relationships amongst each other so that helps build better team chemistry and camaraderie off the court that should translate to even better results on the court?
Well, I think, the big thing is just communication within each other, being selfless, not only on the basketball court, but off the basketball court, making sure they have each other's backs in the classroom as well as outside the classroom, making sure they're making good decisions. I was just talking to them in there that, I'm very proud of the culture that they've brought in because, our administration, Cardinal Mooney is obviously a Catholic school, and our kids have been very, the administrators have talked, multiple times to me about multiple kids in our program and how classy they are, how good they are, how respectful they are, and in today's society, that's a great, thing for me to hear, and it makes me proud to coach these guys.
My final question here for you: what is your message to the community, to Cardinal Mooney supporters? What do you want them to know about this program and what they should expect to see when they come out to watch you all?
I think we're going to play a very exciting brand of basketball. We're very, very athletic. So we're going to get up and down the floor. We're going to guard, 94 feet. And, we're going to play very disciplined as well, though. So that's the key for us. I mean, as athletic as we are, as fast as we are, we still got to have that element of discipline, that element of paying attention to the small details and running our offenses and knowing a good shot from a bad shot. So I think they're going to see a very exciting brand of basketball, and I think we're going to be fun to watch.
All right, Coach Kurt Cassup here with Cardinal Mooney and the boys basketball program. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to welcome Cardinal Mooney Cougars to the 941 Media Day, our first one in the county. You guys have an opportunity to show up and show out a little bit. Hey, I want to introduce myself. My name is Reggie Davis. This is all my boy T. Green. We from Troof Be Told, and also
Matt Geller from the Florida sports scene.
Okay,
So-
nice to meet you.
Coach. Let's start with you, Coach. Last year you had a record of 24-3. You guys got into the playoffs. I believe you won the first round. Second round, I believe you did not win that game, right?
That's correct.
Did not end the way that you wanted that year to end, especially being that you had a great record going into the that playoffs. That team looks vastly different this year. In the state of how basketball and football and we got a lot of people that transfer in and out. What's the biggest difference between what you've been presented this year as far as your athletes opposed to last year?
I think the biggest thing is having a year, going into last year we had lost 9 seniors. We had to change the culture. Got kids that are really basketball driven and really understand the meaning of what it means to work hard. Not only great basketball players, but they're great kids. And last year's team was very good. We also moved up to probably the toughest district in the state.
Yeah.
When we say we didn't move on, we lost to Tampa Catholic.
Yeah.
There's 3 juggernauts in our division. So to win our district, we have to be really, really good and play really disciplined basketball and be very structured in what we do. And these guys are just a great group of guys that really understand the meaning of working hard. So that's the exciting part for me.
Yeah. And when you talk about your returning guys, how many returners do you have this season?
We have our starting backcourt in Malachi Cuffey and Jamal George are our main 2 kids coming back. Both of our leading scorers and our floor general and leaders on the floor and off the floor. And then with the addition of Jakaran, who is a energy bunny, he just brings a lot of intensity, a lot of leadership, and the big fella, his potential is off the charts. So, we just got to continue to grow as a team and play selfless basketball and really play together and play for the right reasons for each other and get some wins this year. So we're excited.
So players, now what y'all most excited about for this upcoming season? What y'all most excited about?
I'm really excited to play with my boys, for real. We all together. We're gonna go crazy, gonna turn the city up, have fun. Just chill. You know what's going on. Y'all know what's up.
You know that.
I'm ready to compete with anybody.
Ball is life. Come on.
I'm ready to win states. I feel like we the best team in the city, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nobody beating
Okay.
One step ahead, we're gonna win each game. Win.
One by one.
Well, so that's a huge statement that you guys are making, and you know, I'm fortunate enough to know most of you guys. Definitely seeing a lot of you guys play, and you definitely have the potential to do that for sure.
Yes, sir.
But just like any team that has to come together, and all the pieces have to be in place, and the chemistry, right? Yes, Coach, would you say that's the biggest challenge that you have right now?
Yeah, it always is. I think with every team, you know, it's you know, generating that chemistry, understanding each other. You know, fortunately, these guys all played together for a long time and know each other's games very well. So just meshing everybody together, getting us to play together, and getting us to peak at the right time. You know, we've got a really tough schedule. Going to Virginia to play a couple national ranked teams. So we're going to be hopefully playoff ready when it comes down to it. And we just got to stay healthy and just, you know, stay focused on our goals.
Yeah.
The average high school team in the state of Florida scores about 80 points a game. Jamal, you're a junior.
Yes, sir.
And Malachi, you're a senior.
Yes, sir.
You guys combined for 30 of those 80 as, you know, underclassmen. So how many points, you know, what are you going to add to this team as far as points and assists come this season right here? How much more can you bring?
See, me, I like to be all around, so I like to play defense. You know, I'd like to do the small things, get on the flow, box out, I do it all. I'm just an overall player, so I think added to this team I got playing with them, it'll just be better than what it was last year. So I'm ready.
That same thing for me. I'm a scorer, but I'm a pass first guard. You know, I always like to get my team involved. And, you know, we got Jakarian and Price, so it makes it easier on me. They make my job easier. So
That just happened last year that you guys were the leading scorers. That
Yes,
just
sir.
happened, but it's not what you set out to do.
Oh, no, we just
sir,
play
no, sir.
Yeah.
smart basketball. That's all that is.
we a team. It's
I
all
get
of
the
us
win.
together. It's not
Right.
one person or two people.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Elijah, what's your role on the team? Like, what are you going to be bringing to this Cardinal Mooney squad?
Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Big man play my role. Rebound. Anything that come off the basket, it's all dunk. Off the rip.
Okay.
Shoot. Pump fake. Basket.
Can this team have, you know, typically when you look at a team, there's people that kind of stand out as your leader, right? The thing about this, I see a lot of alphas on your team, Coach. But who is that person that we're going to lean on to say, hey, that's going to take control, take the ring of the bull, and really get us to the point where we need? Who are you relying on, Coach?
I mean, I think, you know, again, we've got a lot of depth in that area, a lot of experience with these four guys up here, and we have, you know, a couple guys off the football team and some other guys. But I mean, Jamal and Malachi have been with me. This will be their third season with me, so they understand what the expectations are, and I'm sure they've shared them with these two at the end as well. So, you know, I don't know that, you know, I look for us to be very balanced in the scoring. And hopefully, you know, if we're balanced in that scoring column, we're going to be really tough to beat. And hopefully we'll focus on that defensive side of the ball because, I mean, that's the key for us is we got to be able to guard and, you know, play up tempo and make good decisions and play disciplined basketball.
Yeah.
For the players, we're going to have a little fun. Before the game, y'all got to do something before the game. What's that something that y'all got to do before the game? If y'all don't do this, y'all not going to have a good game.
Pray.
Pray?
We always do that.
Pray before the
Out of
game.
always.
For all games, we pray.
Before I do anything.
Okay. What food? What snacks? I know you eat snacks.
Hey, we turn up.
We turn out. I go
Oh,
to
yeah.
Chick-fil-A. You want to know my order?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's your order? What's your Chick-fil-A order?
8 count, medium fried Polynesian and Chick-fil-A sauce. Let me get a Powerade, and I'm good to go.
What's your order, Elijah? What's your order?
Count same.
Number one, I just get a number one.
Number
Bars.
one?
Yes, Polynesian sauce and Chick-fil-A
Just
sauce.
like them.
8 count?
Yes.
Okay. I got my headphones on.
What?
Who I'm listening to before the game? I got my headphones on. Who?
We gon' have some young boy on there,
know that.
some Rod
Know that.
Wave. We got different
Hey,
vibes.
we really play everything. Just turn it up. I ain't gonna lie. So that
Yeah,
is.
Okay, Coach, on you. You got your headphones on, Coach. What you listening to?
These guys know I'm an old soul, man. So, I'm with those guys. I love the fact that prayer comes first, but I'm really more engaged in going through the game plan, reviewing the scouting report, and making sure that I know the opponent better than they know themselves. That's what my job is for these guys, is to just make sure that I make the good decisions and don't and let them play basketball and enjoy themselves.
I know you guys have scouted the schedule. When that schedule comes out, you look at that schedule, you see who's on there, and every so often there's a team on that schedule that you got to circle. I know
he
Coach
tryna
probably
come on.
telling y'all, hey man, every game is important.
You see how
Every
he asked
game,
me
one
questions?
game by one,
Okay.
right, Coach?
We know
But
what
Coach,
it
we
is.
not
We know
talking
what
to you,
team
Coach.
this is.
We talking to the players right now. What's that one game that you
Sarasota.
got?
Sarasota.
Sarasota.
We
What
coming
they
for
say, that
Sarasota.
quick.
Why Sarasota?
Yeah.
We coming for Sarasota. It's just
And
personal.
I ain't even coming. I just want everybody. So
Well, everybody gonna get it
it's all,
regardless, though.
it's all the same
Yeah.
thing. You know those games you just gotta get excited, turn for. Yeah, that's all that is right there.
You
They,
guys,
they
need
rank
that
number
one.
one. They say in the city. So
you guys,
we
you
want them.
guys are position by position. You're like, we can handle Sarasota.
Well, yeah.
Our
Definitely.
state semifinalists last year.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
About that.
Ready.
Well, I think you guys have said it.
You ready?
Your coach is not saying much of anything, which is fine. I
Yeah,
get that,
yeah,
Coach.
Yeah.
But I do believe you guys will be ready for that game. I had the privilege of seeing some of you guys practice, and I can see how well Coach pays attention to details, him and his coaching staff. And I believe you guys will have that season that you're looking for. What is the main goal for this season, though, Coach?
I think, obviously as a coach, you always want to take one at a time, but I just think, again, just building, continuing to build culture, continue to build chemistry throughout, making sure that we stay engaged and focused on doing the little things that it's going to take to beat the great teams like, Bullis, and who's nationally ranked, and Sarasota, who is one of the top teams in the state. I mean, those things, we can sit here and say that we're going to beat them, but there's a lot of things that go into that.
Right.
And we've got to understand what it means to do the little things well, do the details, the boxing out, the little things that are going to win games for you.
Right.
So I think these guys understand that, and I think we've made some great growth as a family, as a team, and I think we're excited to really get to work and get playing games. So.
Coach, my experience in being involved in a championship team, one thing I took notice from high school to college, one thing that was very common between those two teams was we had a tight-knit bond. We did things together. Do you see those same things in this team here?
Where were you guys at before practice the other day?
At his house.
I was hanging with him.
So I think I think they understand. I think we enjoy each other. I think they enjoy me. I'm a little, a coach. A coach can be annoying, but I think they know deep down I care for them and I love them, and I'll do anything in the world for them. So, that's my part. We were here, practicing this morning. We were at the gym at 7:15 this morning. Putting in our work before we got over here, and we're not skipping any steps. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to be disciplined on the floor, off the floor. But it's an honor to coach these guys because they're just great kids on, and even better kids off the floor. So they've made a great impression. The new guys coming in, Jamal Malachi, the administration there doesn't go a day that goes by that they don't come to me and say, hey, Coach, these kids you brought in, or these kids that are here playing for you, they're great kids. Even the trainer always says, I wish all the teams would act like your kids in the training room. So, that to me is unbelievable because we're building for life lessons as well as on the floor. So, but they're special kids.
Final question, man. This is for our senior. All right. This season,
Yes, sir.
what are people going to see out of Cardinal Mooney basketball?
They're going to see a really good team. They're going to see a team that's like, it's not all about one player. Everybody going to win. All my brothers going to eat. I've been with them since middle school. So I just, I'm really a team player. I really want to win a district. Haven't won one since high school. And I think it's my year.
Right.
I've been with my brothers since middle school, so it's only right I win it with them. But I'm going to keep them in their spot. We're going to be under control. We're going to win this year.
Great.
I got one thing to say. I'm happy to see all 4 of y'all guys. You know, I watched all y'all grow up. Elijah, Bub, Lil Bubba. I know your dad. I know you. Man, I just want y'all boys to have fun this year, man. Enjoy y'all high school this year. Enjoy the team. Take it all in.
Yes, sir.
And it takes work now. I see the confidence in y'all. I see it. But it takes more than confidence, man. Y'all got to put the work in. You know, you seem like you got a good coach here. It seem like y'all like the coach like y'all. So y'all put the work in, man. I'm so happy for y'all, man. Happy to see you, Elijah. Happy to see you, Bub.
Yes, sir.
With Jamal. So y'all put the work in, man.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. We definitely enjoyed seeing you guys and being a part of the first 941 Basketball
Yes,
Boys
sir.
Media Day.
Yes, sir.
We are going to wish you guys luck, and we'll see you guys in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.